Hey, welcome back to the Metropole Grid. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's currently October 3rd, and I've been gone for a while off of YouTube. It's been about a month actually since we put a video up here, and it's good to be back. Apologize for that. A lot of things went on this month. It's actually like a really bad month not to do Netrunner content in because it was kind of wild. Also, thank you for all the people that sent kind messages hoping everything was okay. Everything is all right. The Saints actually, this is what we want, but I don't think we can keep it. It's actually kind of tough matchup. Um, I'm not getting that. So, what was I? Yeah, it's been a crazy month this month. There's rotation. Rotation has just happened. Netrunner's first rotation happened as of 2 days ago, which is a wild world for everyone. There's a new ban list. The new most wanted list is a ban and restricted list, which is super exciting. We also have a new core set coming out, which is kind of probably the biggest deal since cards that we've kind of known and loved are no longer in the Netrunner card pool. We're gonna run. Yeah, they can free res their stuff. We'll de-res some of it. That's kind of crazy. Like all in all, absolutely nuts. And I'm excited to be back. We're gonna do a lot of video content specifically talking about that in the same way that I talk about make those word videos. Oh, we didn't even say best luck. That was surprisingly easy. So we're gonna have content talking about that stuff for sure. Trash Warrior Tracker. Beans. Nah, that's fine. I'm not gonna contest remotes. Hopefully they put that in a remote. But yeah, that's gonna come. It's not gonna come right now because we're just gonna play some games, get the wheels rolling. That's always very good. And we need to keep all these cards. So just gonna gain a credit, I guess. They're running Warrior Tracker. They're definitely running defensive upgrades. Probably Ash. He's a bioroid. You get a res for free. So that's good. We want to force him to res a card here just so that we can Muertos in. This is core 2 rotation. There's no Jackson Howard, so running HQ actually has a lot of value. So we're just going to keep running HQ for a while. It's really important to check whether someone mulligan and they kept their hand, so it's unlikely they have multiple agendas in there. It's very clumsy, but again, without Jackson Howard, a lot of corporations actually really do struggle to res agendas. They're not resing this ice. It might actually be an Ichi or something that deals with programs, and there you go. That's a corporate sales team. You got to know where the agendas are, I guess. We can keep going. Maker's Eye is good next turn, that's for sure. But again, not a lot we want to do here. And these cards are all relatively important. And I'm not playing this card unless it de-reses something. So I guess we'll just do the slow thing and click for credit. This deck is an Apocalypse deck. Oh, this thing is now really bad. It doesn't do anything. De-resing a Maryland campaign is relatively lousy. It looks like they're baiting this into this server so that they can get some sort of punish here. With the restricted list, we got to play around that. I'm assuming they're going to be running Fairchild 3.0. So that means they don't have global food initiatives. Or that's largely it, right? But we can always be surprised. Do we want to contest this? No, I'd rather contest Apocalypse. So let's go for the Maker's Eye. Not a lot of end runs in Bioroid decks. They might be running Satyr Adaptive Barrier or even just something like a cheeky Quicksand. So this Maker's Eye actually has a chance of going through. Blind Maker's Eye is pretty ambitious, but specifically against a deck with so many Bioroids, a lot of times you can just trade your time for accesses. And trading 3 clicks through a Fairchild 3 to get 3 accesses off top of R&D, that's fine. There you go, Eli 2.0. They'll definitely be drawing a card. Draw away. So they can draw a card. That actually might make it worse if they're not in a position to score agendas. So I think actually running and hitting Eli-O. Oh, it says may draw a card. So you can't actually punish somebody off of that. Draw card clauses or shuffle card clauses are generally really bad. And that's a Fairchild 3. So we know we can legwork freely if we need to. Shipment from Tenon. Oh, Jesus. We got to run every turn. There's a fast advanced deck. That's good to know. It's a really good access. Ichi 1, no programs. Eli 2. So this card's actually going to be a problem for an Apocalypse deck unless we can relatively elegantly inside job it. Because she's big. It's really big. So that's not great. This is actually relatively big ice anyways. So we're now going to need to find some answers. We can legwork next turn. Generally, 1 in every 5 cards is an agenda in Netrunner, and we've gone through a bunch already. We've gone through about 10. So there might be another agenda in there. A legwork is not terrible. I'm going to see they'll probably ice up HQ again this turn, or like going on. It's probably actually best next turn that we install the bank job, because unless they install another piece of ice, running through this one and clicking through it to get bank job money isn't terrible, because they don't have another ice that they can res for cheap to get their advantage off of this. But now they installed the second one that's a bit different. And icing up archives is also a problem for us because we want to run all 3 centrals to Apocalypse. Muertos means that they de-res this bad boy, the Maryland, which just lets them put more money on it, which is not great. So we're going to have to wait until that Maryland expires and they reshuffle it, likely, before we can make them de-res a 5 credit Eli. And that's very good for us. So we actually probably won't run. And then on the beginning of our next turn, we can just Muertos, and then they lose what looks like 11 credits, but it's actually 4 credits cheaper because of their ability. Installing this does not feel good, but we're petering out here. This play, I just really want to hold on to it. There's actually a chance that we draw and throw out the levy. If they arc lock down us, we're going to look stupid, and drawing last click is the thing that will make us look the most stupid, actually. So, also there's a restricted list on the corp side or the runner side, and that's what I'm really excited about the restricted list, is that by seeing one card in the deck, like, it's no surprise that Geist is running levy. Oh, that's shipment from Tenon. Yeah, of course we have to run. Is that you know that Geist isn't running Clone Chip or Employee Strike, which are probably the 2 other options Geist would run. And that's really good to know. And this is a perfect information legwork that might honestly be worth doing. We only know there's an Ichi and we don't know the other 2 cards. Actually, did we run first click? Did we see something first click? I think we did. It was a War-Ride. Okay, so it's a pretty bad legwork. We only see 1 card. So next turn we get this double Muerto, so we'll just put down programs. It makes the Ichi bad. Or technically good for them, but whatever, we'll play around it. So we can slam double Muertos next turn. That's good, I guess. And we want to be running as much as possible. And we'll run the Fairchild first. They spend 6 for it. Running this, it's not bad. They have to spend the, yeah, no, it's fine. Doesn't matter which one we run. Card in server 1 with a Warrior on top of it. Could be an MCA austerity policy. Very good with Fairchild 3.0, but let's give them the double D-res before they start resing any of their upgrades, because their upgrades really dodges that. If they D-res a Warrior for 2 credits, really not a big deal. So gotta D-res something. It's not a fantastic card. It gets punished by like really cheap ice. Vanilla is very popular. It gets punished by campaigns. It gets punished by a lot of things, but at least now we can draw. We can always pop these to draw 2 cards, which is not insignificant and specifically good when we're trying Apocalypse, which is the card we need to find stat. And this will kind of help us find it. Draw 3 cards for 2 clicks is technically better than draw 2 cards. Technically, you're shuffling 1 card back in, you have a chance of redrawing it, which is not beautiful. And it looks like it's Maryland War-Ride. So we don't know 3 cards in HQ. So I think legwork actually might be fine right now. They just click for 3 credits, which means they probably have an agenda because they're not drawing for it. So I think the legwork's probably good. This rotation Netrunner HQ pressure is where it's at. It's no longer about R&D lock. At least in the games I played, it's all about HQ pressure. So let's go for it. Let's make them spend money. Ah, that was a misclick. Oops. And I showed that we had an inside job. That's bad. That's really bad because now they know that we have that. That's such a mistake. Oh man, I was meant to click that. Nothing to see there. That's a problem because now they know what a safe server looks like. The double ISIS, it's such a mistake. So now they can free res something or cheap res something so they can pay 1 to get their Eli back up. So we cost them 7 credits. It's not terrible. For 2 cards, maybe it's not terrible. I don't know. And let's go find that Ichi. So we know it's an Eli, a Fairchild 3, and a Biotic Labor. So they have everything in hand. That's why they need money, because it's 7 credits to Biotic out of 3-2. There's not a lot of 3-2s. They could be running Merger, but since Accelerated Beta Test has technically kind of rotated out of the Netrunner card pool, Vitruvius is where it's at. They also are probably running Jeeves. Credit. All right. And Eli is kind of cool with that. If we click through that, make them draw a card, they're probably not super upset about that. Not super upset. And there you go. If that's a Fairchild, we're upset. Yeah, this is not going to be going well for us, is it? Let's get that Apocalypse. So let's put our friend here down and draw 3. We got to return 1 card. Of course, we're going to return that. And this passport doesn't do much. Oh, no, it does something. It gets through Fairchild for a lot of money. 7 credits. Not the kind of money we have. But technically money. Let's put down the spike for now. Eventually we can get through stuff for cheap and draw cards. Again, this deck is probably not great. We're probably better off just running Classic Breakers, running Amakua, and playing Apocalypse. Amakua, Data Sucker, Apocalypse is probably good enough. In fact, you probably don't need Apocalypse with those cards. And it looks like they're going to be fast advancing out as hard as possible. They're spending 3 influence on this card, and they only have 12 influence. So that's a quarter of their deck's influence. So HQ pressure is where it's at. Top decking off R&D isn't that fantastic when it costs so much to get single access, and we don't have a lot of multi-access in this deck. We also need to make sure that we keep one same old thing in hand, because after we apocalypse, we can't levy. And that's the thing, is we show the inside job. That's so bad for us. And that's either a Warrior or an Ash. Okay. All right. So same old thing, legwork doesn't work through Fairchild. We'd have to pay for it. Not the worst thing, but also not great. And I think we're just going to find that apocalypse as soon as we can. Ah, beans. Not great. It used to be that you could run and draw cards and stuff. I don't know. Their remote also has just cleared, so a single advanced or single card in there that's not advanced could represent a 4/2 with a biotic in hand. It is a bit pricey, but it's a really relatively secure server with 2 ice and a Waroid and an Ash. That's a lot of tracing. We probably will have 2 link by that time if we find our forger, but that's still like a heavy server to deal with. 14 credits. Probably should just play Employee Strike. Let's find that apocalypse. None of these cards are really good. I think we want the Dirty Laundry, but we have to do that first click so we don't get punished. We know there's a Fairchild in hand and one here, so it's either Fairchild here, here, or still in HQ. It's likely to be on R&D, I'll be honest. And we know we need to get big code gates. But as soon as we get big code gates, we can't install much else. It's very risky to run this server at this point, because again, the Fairchild there will... We can trash things. Like, it's not terrible. It's actually, there's a reason in this matchup to leave 1 credit on bank job and only take 7 off of it, so you have a card to feed the Fairchild. It's not terrible. Hopefully you spent a lot of money scoring or something. Let's see. So every time we draw an 1/8 of our deck. 2 apocalypse in 24, drawing 3. I'm not good at probabilistics. We have a non-trivial chance of finding our apocalypse soon. But we're not actually that set up to deal with the ice. Bioroid work crew. Oh, there you go. So that's biotic install and then advance of 4/2. So it's like the safest 4/2 ever. They could have just probably put the 4/2 in there and saved 4 credits. Like, we weren't going to contest that remote. I'm glad we didn't. That's going to put them only on 4 credits. Efficiency committee. That's not as good because Shipment from Sansan has rotated out, but it's definitely still a very good card. It gives you clicks to let you install like work crews and then get around that. Technically doesn't work because you can't advance cards, but lets you install a Jeeves. Sometimes that's all you need. No, that doesn't work either. Could find our apocalypse there, thank God. Okay, so we need the inside job, that's for sure. Oh, we could have got rid of any card, actually. We should have got rid of the same old thing and kept the Dirty Laundry for sure. So for 4 credits, what can they res? They can res Eli, Fairchild 2.0, which we'd have to break, and that would be an issue. We need to find our Forger stat. Actually, maybe we don't. What's the chance that we don't? Oh, we probably do. We probably do. But no matter what, this turn's gonna be rough. It's Dirty Laundry Archives. This could be really bad for us. I'm hoping that they do res and shows us some information. They also could be running Architect, which we could technically break, but we want to keep our breakers on the table so we can deal with Eli. Oh, free. No information here. Just run for 3 credits. And hopefully we can Apocalypse next turn. It's going to be very tricky to do it, and they're actually relatively good at recovering it. We know they have a bunch of ice in hand, more than they've needed to install on the table. Like, they're probably still holding on to an Ichi. This actually might be an Ichi out here, if not here. So we got to throw 1 card out. We want to keep the Passport because that's a good breaker once we have Apocalypsed. So I think we can't throw the same old thing because our levy's in the bin. So it has to be the Spike. And then we'll just click for credit. So this next turn is really important. We have to run Archives first click. They have to not res. We have to inside. I think yeah. How do we do this? We have to do this in the right ordering. Okay, that's good. If they're pushing, that's good. Installing the same old thing is probably a mistake because it's so hard to use in the Apocalypse, let alone click through bioroids. If there's no bioroids, it'd be better. Okay, so we got to think what we do here. We probably need an inside job for this server, and we definitely need an inside job for this server, so we can run Archives here. This might make, sometimes it looks like we're installing a data worm or a tap worm. There's also a chance they just don't res here because they need money to do whatever they're doing. Oh, I think actually we're good. So we'll go here on R&D. And I think, yeah, we got the Apocalypse off. That's really good. Fantastic. So now you think, if they res, they get a free res another piece of ice. I hope they actually do res. So we can use one of our breakers, draw a card. They can also res something here. I hope they actually spend money on it. Like, I hope they res a Fairchild. Looks like we're going to get in for free. If we get a single... Oh, no, they get their ability anyways. Okay, no, that's fine. So hopefully they actually spend money on this one. Yeah, they spent 1 credit value. So Ravana coming up. That's a bad card after Apocalypse. And then we're going to go on HQ. Chance of hitting an agenda here. If that is a Bioroid or a crew, agenda in hand, likely. Marcus, I guess you gotta play what you got. So they can free res something here. Get our value. That's why you do this. You blow up everything, but you let them draw first. There's a Fairchild, good to know. And if draw another 2 card, we got another Apocalypse, so we can hopefully hold them down. 3rd Fairchild, thank God. They're gone. Don't have to worry about that. So what do we need to keep on the table? This is really good. Forger, not that necessary. There's not a lot of traces. Not a lot of traces coming out. There's the Ichi trace, but we have 1 link, and we have more cards than them technically, so it's not that valuable. All these other cards seem a bit better. We can do it again. We know they have Ravana. They have an Ichi in hand for sure. We also want to check archives. We probably got Ash and a Waroid in there. Also could be double Waroid, but that doesn't make a lot of sense. And we have same old thing into legwork, same old thing into Maker's Eye, but we need that same old thing for Levy once we get to that point. So I think we'll just run Centrals a bunch. They're going to use their efficiency to get a super turn here. Let's see if they can recur things. Maybe they actually can play Restore. So we got to find that Ravana first. And when they res the Ravana, we pass it. They res the other one, but at least we're going to be spending credits. That's efficient. That is an efficient turn. I think we'll run HQ to see what that card is. It's a single card, and we might actually know what that is if I paid more attention. I don't know how good Endless Hunger is against Bioroids. There's not that many end runs. Oh, actually against Marcus is really good. Oh, fine. There's nothing. So we picked the right order. So that's Marcus. Trashing one of their cards, fine. So we can go through that for a click. Maryland campaign. How many more bank jobs do we have? No. So let's keep drawing a bit. Hopefully we find a dirty laundry so we can run archives for value. It was Waroid, Maryland. No Ash so far. And they're not running food. They're running probably a Pauper 5-3. Maybe even, what's it called? Elective upgrades. That would make a lot of sense with this deck. So we need to get through this. We can't click during our Apocalypse turn because we're not running Early Bird or anything that stacks clicks. Maybe that's something worth doing. I'm not sure. Well, I guess we can set up again. If we draw Endless Hunger, it's actually relatively good because if they mimic any of these subroutines, it doesn't matter. Right now with the ice they have. And they have no more ice. Like, they threw out the Ichi. Or we got it. It was probably on that server. Or on our archives, actually, likely. So let's install the Shiv, I guess. And we might actually want to lock them on R&D, but I don't know if that's going to work. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to work. So same old thing, Maker's Eye. We can click through. 4 unknown cards. We definitely want to be running once a turn. Let's draw once. That's not great. It's actually okay because now we can get Endless Hunger down. And oh man. Now they have to D-res something. Let's see what they D-res. Whatever the D-res, we'll run it. It's their choice. So now we're going to run HQ. Oh no, but then we can't click through it. Either of these subroutines are fine though, right? Trash the program, not an issue. End the run, not an issue. Maybe that was poorly thought out. I think we'll run HQ. Yeah, we'll make them spend money. Money matters. They might actually not res, and then they'll just like, oh, we'll get a free res later. It's actually a very interesting choice where they're going to spend 3 cards just to end the run. They can trash program end the run. It's fine. We have so many installed stuff. It's our choice. It's not program. It's installed. Oh, it's installed card. No, these cards are installed. Fire. You can also trash 2 installed cards. That's fine. Select an installed card to trash. So this actually there's some decision making here because these are cards that we want to be able to levy back. So let's get a crowbar back. And end the run. Good. Paid 3 credits for that. And we can also pop this to draw 2 before they install something. Value Town. Technically, that card made they lose 3 credits. Made them lose 3 credits. Oh, Celebrity Gift. God dang it. Oaktown, Maryland, Ichi, Loki. Okay, so we know what ice they have. Loki's a 3 strength, whatever they want. Doesn't have a type, and that's either an Ichi or Loki. And trashing her whole hand actually relatively sucks, but we know we don't want to go HQ here. Let's go R&D. Click once, we'll trash a card. Take that Fairchild, take that Marcus. Sometimes having crap on the table is good. Get that spike back in. Single axe is not great, but the agendas have to be somewhere. Oh, they get a free or cheap res on. They have enough money, whatever. Free Loki. We knew what that was. Marcus off the top. Not particularly interesting. We want to set up to Apocalypse soon. Once things get. No agendas, yay. No Jackson. Hard to find them. You have to play fast tracks for stuff. So it's really hard to find the agendas when you need them. It's actually been a problem. How many spikes have we used? 1, 2. So there's one more spike in our deck. So we put this down. It's technically okay. This puts them on top of our deck. Yeah, that's not an issue. So we'll put down, if we put down the passport, we can no longer endless. Yeah, no, let's put this down. We want to keep the passport in hand, so it looks like we can't contest this. But the problem is if we put down Endless Hunger with Forager, we have to trash the passport. If we have Link, these don't take up MU. And what could that be? Probably the Maryland campaign. Probably the Warrior on top of that. Could also be an agenda, but no, they didn't top deck an agenda, so it's impossible for that to be an agenda. And that's an Ichi likely. Which is fine if we run that last. Oh, no, it's not fine if they run that last. Oh, we'll figure this out. We can't fail the chase, though, so we can't actually take a tag if we want to. Base Link always gets you. That's a fine card. Special order for Endless Hunger. Not great. Just go Archives. Make sure we're running every turn. It's impossible for them to shipment for 10 and out. Because we know what cards they have in their hand. And they need to draw shipment for 10 and agenda. So they have 2 unknown cards now in HQ. There's some value, and they're icing up Archives and taking more money. Okay, so now we're actually got to play pretty hard here. And just single axes. It's really hard to win the game with single axes. Okay. How do we win? You gotta keep trying. That's good. That's really good. That's what we want. Now we just have central only breakers. We can probably Apocalypse. Yeah, we'll go for it. We have to trash these cards, though, before we levy. So we need to trash these with Endless Hunger and then go. So we're going to try this turn. How much money he takes, that's the biggest issue. They're drawing up heavily. Oh, man, they have so much money. So we're going to run the one that's unresed first, so they have a chance of resing it or not resing it. But let's just talk about this. This is going to take us, 4 credits. This is going to take us, 6 credits. That's 10. That's 13. We're going to assume we're going to spend no money on this. So already we're at 13 credits. Just to Apocalypse. I think we're going to click for 4 this turn. I think we are. This has some good subroutines. End the run if the runner shuffles their grip. Like, that's a cool subroutine. I guess. No, it's worse than end the run. Okay. Just click for 4. How many more inside jobs do we have? 1 inside job. Inside job would help a lot if we like just ripped an inside job off the top 9. Protecting the remote, that's actually really good for us that they are doing that. How many more econ cards do we have? Like flat econ cards. This deck used to have like, shit. I used to have things like Temujin and Account Siphon and all those money cards, but now that they're out, I replaced them with like Sure Gamble, and that's not good enough. That's a card we want. Oh, that's really good. That saves us a bunch of money. Okay, we can probably Apocalypse next turn. We'll find out. We'll like test the water by running Archives. There's no more Fairchilds, which is the best thing. Maryland's shuffling back in. Probably have an agenda in HQ by now, but again, that server is just a Warrior tracker behind ice that they know we can break. And this you have to choose another. Yeah, you have to choose a res piece of ice. Oh, beans, we didn't run. Okay, so like sleeper. thing win. So we got to go this turn. Otherwise we have to win in 2 turns. So I'll run archive, see if they res. This might be a bit hasty, but we know what this is. Okay. This is fine. Oh, that's a good top deck. So we know it's Nietzsche. This is the mystery one. So we'll inside job HQ. Actually, they're going to show us what they have. And they know Apocalypse is coming. There's no reason to run archives. Okay, so that's Nietzsche. So we can break that for 2 credits. Still think we inside job HQ. Keeping the inside job, is there value in that? Because we're pretty sure this is an Ichi. We want them to spend money on it, so we don't want to inside job it. Yeah, we'll run R&D here. Yeah, this is fine. Again, that's 6 influence, so that's half their deck. On the 2 shipment from tenants. Oh, my face. Oh, man. Yeah, we knew that was an Ichi. So we'll pop this one, draw. It's good that we got another fairy. So here we have to boost. This one's clumsy. Break up to 3 barrier subroutines, but we're gonna actually choose to trash one of our installed cards. Or do we want to? No, let's not. Let's keep them for the end of this hunger. Shipment from Tenon. 9 influence. Okay, good to know. We'll inside job HQ here. It saves us nothing actually. We don't want to inside job here because it's either we spend 2 cards or spend 2 credits. And a card. And we have the money for this. Single access here also. I don't think we know any of these cards. Shame we can't use that. We have just enough. Oh, 1 extra. Did not do the math on that. I probably should have done the math at some point. That's good. And good night, sweet prince. Back to square one. All right, so it's gonna be very hard. We don't know what cards they have. We do have same old thing into Maker's Eye, but most importantly, we have this bad boy. We just slap this down and just like run through everything. How much ice could they possibly be running is a good question. If they don't set anything up, we just run R&D, run HQ 4 times or 3 times. We just don't do anything. Okay, in chat. All right, that's a remote. Could be an issue. In bank jobs, do we honestly have 3 bank jobs in the bottom 5? Because that's really good. That's really good for us. Look at our accesses though. Okay, holding on barely. Biotic labor, that's an issue. So we gotta find that agenda. If they have it in here, we have to find it. So we just run this 3 times. We don't draw for a bank job. That'll probably be their next turn anyways. Maryland campaign, no, that's yours. But what if this just is an agenda? Like that's just an agenda. Shipment from tenant. Oh, we knew that. Oh, please don't miss it. Oh, it has to be in here. Shipment for tenant. Ah, crap. That's the last. We've seen that card twice, right? Because we know they can only have 3 in a deck. Oh, you want to play this game? Okay. All right. Well, they don't have it in hand. Otherwise, they would have biotic out a 3-2. If they don't have the last Vitruvius, like they might have a 4-2. That's probably a Maryland. So we need to draw. We need to find the bank job. Seriously? The last 3 cards are all 3 bank jobs? That's insane. That's crazy. They have Ravana, that's useless for them. Okay, so what do we throw out here? This does nothing. Inside job's good. Retrieval run does very little. Like, what do we retrieval run? A fairy? It's as good as a fairy. This might be wrong play. If we use this, we can't levy. Because all our good breakers are stuck on the table. That might be a mistake. I feel bad about that. This is a Maryland. And they're just drawing Ravana. And we ran that turn so they can't like biotic shipment out of 5-3 if they have one in hand. And they just broke R&D lock, broke R&D lock. Are all 3 of those bank jobs? That's insane. Still, if they drew the 3-2, we lose. So we have to draw, install, run, and then we either run R&D or HQ. And like find the 3-2. Oh, but we have 3 clicks. Oh, fuck. Install. Ah, good game. Ah, I forgot we have 3 clicks. Wait, there's a chance that's not a good game. There's a chance that... Yeah, we can't win a 1-act. Let's say we run a hit of 5-3. I forgot we have 3 clicks. Oh, they goofed everything. We should have drawn more last turn. Oh, no, we had to run. We ran at least. Like, maybe they advanced this. 3 bank job on the bottom. Yeah, there you go. 1 click short. Oh, oofa doofa. They had it. They could have biotic'd it. Good game. They drew it one before. Okay, so they drew it when they broke R&D lock. So no matter what, even if we trashed that, they would have just biotic'd it out. Good game. All right, well, it's not a great deck, but it's really fun. It actually is really fun. And you notice, like, none of us have it's like hard to find agendas. I think we'd be better off playing a card like Top Hat that we can just slam down and just like run on R&D. Thanks, you too. Just run over and over again to just see multiple cards deeper and deeper and deeper, or a card like Equivocation. Now, Medium is no longer in the card pool, so it's very hard to drop a card after you've wiped the board and still win somehow. There's other ways to do that in Anarchy. You have cards that like destroy and trash things, so you have some pressure off of that. But right now, just with Geist, it's like pretty difficult. So yeah. Anywho, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I'm live streaming Thursdays, 8:45 Eastern, and we're going to be back with all the videos talking about all the changes to the core set, to the rotation, to the card pool. There's also a little bit of like there's a security issue today with like private public deck lists that I was impacted by. So I got to talk about that in a video too, because that's like a really weird situation. But all in all, good to be back. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you're excited about for a rotation, because we got to build a whole bunch of decks. I prepare for Worlds too. It's in a month. It's daunting. Ciao.